Mouseketeers, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber because you love awesome Disney content. If you have never seen any of my videos before and you just thought looking at a Disney haul video would be a fun use of your time, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button below before you leave because I bring such awesome Disney content every Monday, Thursday, and sometimes a little pixie dust sprinkled on other days of the week to bring a Disney smile to your day. I'm Kate, Princess Minnie. This is my husband, John. He's not like Prince Mickey or anything, but like...
John's good.
Yeah, we'll let him get away with just John. But anyway, this summer we both kind of completed like a bucket list item. I mean, it was my bucket list, but he's married to me, so I mean, we have joint bucket lists now.
We compromised and then did her bucket list.
Yeah. But no, John was having a big birthday, and he said, I want to take you wherever you want to go to celebrate my birthday because that's just who this nice guy is. And I wanted to go to Disneyland. We are Disney World veterans. We've been there a whole bunch of times. We even did our honeymoon to Disney World. But we've never done Disneyland, and spoiler alert, it was an amazing trip. If you want to watch the trip, I do have trip vlogs up and more are coming, so stick around for that. But we went shopping a lot during our, I mean, we were there for over a week.
Yeah, over a week. We did 5 days inside the park.
Yeah, 5 days in the park, which is like, if you're wondering how many days do I need at Disneyland, we kind of agreed that like 3
and you can do everything.
would be perfect. Like 5, we did get pretty tired of things at the end, even things we love.
You can get photo opportunities, I guess. That's
if you want a lot of pictures, that's nice.
But 3's good.
Yeah, 3's perfect. Without spending too much money or getting a hotel for too many days.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, people do say you can do it in 1 or 2, but I wouldn't want to be that rushed if I had an option. Anywho, we have like a whole, like just so many different kinds of things to show you. This video is not going to go in any kind of order. I'm not that organized. Everything's just been sitting in my guest room waiting to, you know, show you. Now this bag I held up is a very, very hefty bag. And what's inside it is a little unusual, but I'm a little unusual. It's just a lot more Disney bags. It's bags in bags in bags. It's the nesting doll effect. And every time I wanted to buy something, I refused to buy like 5 things that I knew I was going to buy throughout the trip in the same store because I wanted to collect as many of these bags as possible because I think these would be great to include in pin trades or magic mail or even like for somebody's birthday, just to hand them this bag rather than spending $5 on like, you know, a bag at Target. I think that would be fun.
So we did a lot of walking to lots of gift shops.
Yes, we went to a lot of different gift shops and sometimes multiple times throughout the 5-day in the park trip. So that's all you're missing out on here. Let's get started with the real merch.
Whatever you want to go with.
Yeah, and I do want to kind of little disclaimer. My birthday was a little bit before we went on this trip, and I also graduated from my master's program before the trip as well. So when people asked me what I wanted, I said I want Disney gift cards. So I really had to spend almost 0. I spent very little on this trip. It was amazing, except for food. But so most of what you see here was really purchased for me from my lovely friends and family, your mom, my mom, and my sister-in-law, your sister, my sister. It was like a whole family fest, just making sure we had great opportunities to get merch.
Or just me when we were there. If she was
he would buy merch.
If she was running on something but she really wanted it, I would buy it.
Yeah, I don't want to spend any money. Okay, I'm going to start with what, I don't know what my favorite thing is, but I think this might be my favorite thing, so I think I'm going to start with it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're on.
Do you think you know?
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's find out if he was right. Were you right?
Yeah.
Yes! He knows me so well. This is a Toy Story alien or little green man emoji double-sided. Like, this is the softest pillow you've ever felt in your entire life. And I am like completely and utterly into this.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard to guess because she spent like the whole day going like, "This is my favorite thing ever." So and, like it was a pretty obvious, and you slept on it like midday to catch up in the park. So
that sounds about right.
You were like in love with this thing from the first time you saw it.
I don't even know if I like his like ooh side better, or just like his straight up smile. It's probably the ooh side, honestly. But I like this little antenna he has here.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't have been able to guess. If you asked me how many antennae he had, I would have said 2.
Really? Yeah, 2 ears, 3 eyes, 1 mouth, and 1 antenna.
I also didn't know the size of the faces were different, so I'm learning.
You should have paid better attention, I guess. This guy was, I want to say he was like he's $28. And I think that is well worth it. He's gonna go on our living room couch, FYI. Okay. And I'm gonna cuddle him constantly. And no one else is gonna be able to touch him, except you. You can, but the cats have to stay away from this.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll listen.
And visitors can't touch this either. Sorry, guests.
So it's in the front running for already.
I think this might be my favorite thing in the video. All right, bye everybody. You've seen the favorite. No, just kidding. Oh, one thing I do want to say is one thing you are not going to see in this video, which is a little unusual. You are not going to see a Spirit jersey that I purchased at the parks. Spoiler alert, I don't really like the Spirit jerseys. He wanted me to get one, he likes them, but
they're cool.
They're cool. I probably should have tried it on in a kid's size. The Spirit jerseys are absurdly large, like ridiculously big. So I really probably should have tried to find a kid's size, and maybe I will in the future. But what I'm wearing right now is actually a short sleeve Spirit jersey, I guess, from the Disney outlets. So not only was this very inexpensive, it was only like $12, I think. So I bought it in this and blue. These are also really big, but with the regular Spirit jerseys, I hate wearing long sleeves. Yeah. I feel just like claustrophobic in long sleeves. So this worked a lot better for me, and it's also absurdly large. I'm gonna give you a view for a second. This is an extra small adult women's size. Extra small. Look at all this extra material. Like, no. We wound up going to Las Vegas after Disneyland, not immediately, but afterwards, and we went to the Disney outlet there, and they had this, and I thought this would be great to wear home on the plane. So it's like a super relaxing, comfy shirt, but I'm not gonna like be like, oh, it's a going out shirt. It's probably not. But anyway, no Spirit jersey here, because they are also crazy expensive. What are they, like $60?
When you said it, I thought they were 60.
Like $60? No! Oh my god. Do you know, I could have gotten like more than 2 of these. I mean, you can't really buy a partial one, but you get my point. Like 2 of these or 1 Spirit jersey. It's gonna be 2 of these, if anything. So no, thank you with the Spirit jerseys. Alright, let's move on though to something else that we loved.
Okay, so you're choosing.
Do you want to pick something?
No, you alright. Here you go.
Alright. Now this was, I won't say that it was John's purchase, but I will say it wasn't my purchase. And I'll let you come to your own conclusions.
No, this is my #1 souvenir.
Yeah, this was his big souvenir. We are super into cars. Mostly I would say 1 and 3.
Yeah, I mean 2's not, I heard 2 was horrible before we watched it. It's not horrible, but I also don't know if I rewatch it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's not terrible, but it's, I don't know. It's just very different. But yeah, we had never seen Cars before we went to Disneyland. Well, like for a long time before we went to Disneyland. And then we knew we were going to see Cars Land. Mm-hmm. And we thought, well, we should at least watch the first movie, right? And just kind of get the references. We're obsessed. We've watched it so many times since. Yep. We love Lightning McQueen. If you follow me on Instagram at princess_Minnie89, you probably have seen him in a lot of our pictures. We literally bought him and then did like a photo shoot around Cars Land. He went on rides with us. He was on Toy Story Mania with us wearing his 3D glasses. Like, we were ridiculous, but you should absolutely do that. That's like a good souvenir tip, I think. Yeah. Take pictures of you with your souvenirs, at least if they're like plushies, because like a mug would probably be kind of strange. But like, if they're plushies, take pictures of you with them in the parks, or if you have kids, because like then 10 years later when your kids are like, I don't remember that trip, you can be like, not only did you love that trip, but you got a Lightning McQueen plush and here's a picture of you with it. So, you know, plushes get dirty. You get rid of them eventually because you want more. Take pictures with them. Like, there you go. Little tip. But we love Lightning. He's super detailed. Why were we upset though? Like, what did we want to get with Lightning?
I think we wanted his mentor.
Oh, well, they didn't have him. We would have accepted him, I guess.
Yeah.
The Hudson Hornet. We were really hoping, I was thinking Mater though.
Yeah, they sell maters, but they're probably like, I might say like 1/3 the size.
They're really, really little, so putting a little mater next to a big Lightning McQueen doesn't make any sense.
And they're not the same material.
No.
They're like, this is like really, like, it's a plush and it's soft, but it's also like, it keeps its shape. The mater was like a real plush where if you like squeezed it, I don't know, like it would probably take a while to like re-expand.
That's true, yeah, he's not that squishy.
No.
He's not that squishy. He is super cute though.
They only had one other one the same as this.
Yeah, and that was... Cruise, yeah. And we like Cruise, don't get me wrong, we do like Cruise, but I would have preferred if it had been Sally, who's his car girlfriend.
Sally gets mad disrespect.
I know, Sally gets like no representation whatsoever, except in like Radiator Springs Racers.
They have like a mild like relationship in the first one that's nice, and then like he basically just waves to her in the other two movies. He's like, hey Sally, like you haven't been on screen at all in this film, hi, and like half the times it's just like a phone call.
Yeah, Sally does not get enough attention in the movies.
And she's like cool with it. It's
yeah,
weird.
she's just like a cool chick. Alright, anywho though, so we were really hoping to get a Mater to go with him, a Hudson Hornet to go with him, or a Sally to go with him, and they didn't have any of those. So let me know if you've ever seen a plush about that size of any of those characters, because I would definitely want it.
That'd be awesome.
But Lightning, he's here to stay. We absolutely love him. Okay. We do have other plushies, but I feel like we should do something totally different. Like actually let's do pins next. Right now I'm going to tell you about my ears. So, ears are big in the parks. I actually kind of got the vibe when we were there though. I felt like Disney World people are more into ears than Disneyland people, in my experience. I don't know, there were people wearing ears, but there were not a lot of small shop ears. They were mostly Disney manufactured ears. I think in Disney World you see people who make their own ears more or buy them from like Etsy.
It's a lot of rose gold ears.
We did see a lot of rose gold ears, so the people were definitely following the trends. And if you're worried about getting the rose gold or the millennial pink ears on your Disneyland trip or even your Disney World trip, because we hit Disney World up in June, do not worry. Like, the wave of the trend has pretty much crashed. People still love them, but it's not like you have to be super concerned you're not going to get a pair. You're going to get a pair, so don't worry about that. But anyway, so I made these ears, and my goal was on the back to get Minnie Mouse to sign the Minnie Mouse side and Mickey Mouse to sign the Mickey Mouse side. Well, it kind of just life never always works out the way you intend it, but sometimes it's actually for the best, because I did get Miss Mouse herself to sign my ears, and I'll show you that, but I never quite got Mickey's signature. It just never worked out. So I'm going to take these with us when we have a planned trip next year in July to Disney World, and I'm going to get Disney World Mickey to sign this ear. So I'll have a Disneyland signature and a Disney World signature, so I actually kind of think that worked out for the best.
That's cool, Max.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to do this more, character signature ears. I think that's like totally fun. And if you're wondering how to make your own ears in an easy DIY, no-sew way, definitely check out my tutorial for that. And I also have a design series where I show you how to make different kinds of ears, and I also show off ears that people send to me, so you can get lots of ideas that way. Just a close-up of the front of the ears and the back where Minnie signed and where Mickey will sign next year. Next, let's take a detour to the world of pin trading. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a pin trader starter set, and you can kind of see, but I am going to give you a close-up, that this is the Pirates Mickey and Friends, almost like cosplaying set. Now, John will tell you, how did I feel about Pirates of the Caribbean before Disneyland?
She hates it. She won't even ride it.
Hate it in Disney World. Just disappointed, honestly. Like, I kind of ride it and I'm like, this is it? I'm not impressed. How did I feel about Disneyland Pirates?
I mean, loved it. We might have ridden it 10 times.
Loved it. It's so much better. I feel like when we go to Disney World next summer, I might not even try to ride Pirates because I'm just going to be like, it's not like Disneyland. I'm totally spoiled now.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's a lot longer, and it's worth it. It's not like a wasted space.
Right, yeah. It has a little bit more of a drop. It has 2 little drops. It has more skeleton pirates, which is my favorite part of it. I did like the redhead auction scene. I thought that was pretty cool.
Because the auctioneer speaks in Disneyland, and that was a huge step up. Like, I don't remember the auctioneer speaking, or there even being an auctioneer in Disney World's ride.
I can't even remember Pirates in Disney World other than just being like, I'm disappointed. So Disneyland is where it's at for Pirates of the Caribbean, in my opinion. but I had like no Pirates pins practically because I was like, I'm not that into it. Then as soon as we got off the ride the first time, I went, I have to start collecting Pirates of the Caribbean pins. So you will see a couple of Disney Pirates of the Caribbean pins, and the first one is this starter set. Now I did pay a hefty price for this. You do get a lanyard. I don't wear pin lanyards, so I might like give this away to somebody. But it's a really cool pirate themed lanyard, and you get 4 pretty large pins.
They're big.
For not $40, $30. So the price I don't think is ridiculous for 4 pins. I would think it's a lot for 3, but considering you get a lanyard and 4 pins, I think it's a decent price at $30. Let me go ahead and give you a close-up of these. The entire set. And the lanyard has like little pirate Mickeys and an anchor and skull and crossbones, so it's pretty adorable. And then you have 4 characters dressed up as Pirates of the Caribbean characters. You have Minnie, and it looks like she's the redheaded pirate to me. You have Mickey, pirate, holding up a skull and crossbones flag, which I really like seeing that side of Mickey. Like, go for it, Mick. Then you have Donald up in the crow's nest. Oh, and Pluto. I didn't even notice Pluto was there with him. And you have Pete. I'm not like at fighting Mickey. I'm like not that super into this pin particularly, but the other 3 I love. Love, love, love. Need more Pirates pins in my life now. Now this bag contains pins that I bought actually in Downtown Disney. They still call it Downtown Disney and Disneyland, where it's Disney Springs and Disney World, so sometimes it takes my brain a second to code switch that. But I bought 4 boxes. I'll show you 2 because they're just 2 of each. I bought the Disney Park Attraction set and the Alice in Wonderland set. And so I'm really excited. I'll be opening those up on my channel very, very shortly. And I'll give you a quick glimpse of what these are. They're 2 of my favorite Disneyland or Disney World mystery sets. And I totally forgot about this little beauty. It is a Magical Mystery Pin Series 10. And I only bought 1 when we were there. This retails for $7. Like, that's pretty hefty. And these pin boxes, well, I don't see a price. I want to say they're around $15. They're like about $15.
It was the beginning of the trip, so I can't remember.
Yeah. So, which I mean, I know puts then 2 pins per box at the same cost per pin pretty much as this, but I don't know, buying 2 for $15 sounds like a better deal than buying 1 for $7. Which is a worse deal.
The box feels fancier too.
The box feels a little fancier, yeah, than just a pouch. Here's that Magical Mystery Series, and I've been opening these like crazy, trying to get 1 pin in particular, and I can't seem to get it. Actually, I did get it once, but it was damaged. So you have the postage stamp set, and I have opened almost all of these, except for Lady and the Tramp Undamaged, which I'm desperately trying to get, so I will be opening this very shortly on my channel to see if my luck changes from Disneyland. Then I bought 2 of the attractions boxes, which has just this like a super classic Disneyland look to it, which I enjoy. And it's representing 8 of classic attractions. You know now I really want the Pirates one. It's one of the few I don't have from this set. So again, tune in to a future video to see me unbox this. And then Alice. And I'm working my way to completing this collection as well, just the classic characters. I think I only need, if I want to complete the set, Alice herself, so hopefully she's in this box, the Caterpillar, and the Queen of Hearts. So I have 2 of these boxes. I'll have 4 chances to get those 3 pins. I'm feeling lucky, feeling lucky. I think we're going to have to go back to pins. There are definitely more pins from this trip, but like I said, this is not organized whatsoever. I think we should dive into some clothing. And now this is the only clothing we purchased, so it's like this is a nice organized section of the video. Yep. But the first thing I want to show you is not something I even got at Disneyland, but I just feel like PSA, like public service announcement, I really need to share this with you. This is a super cute Minnie Mouse t-shirt, right? It's super cute. If you may have seen it before, it was very popular for a while at Target. So it's inexpensive, it's adorable. Here's the thing. Everyone at Disneyland is wearing it right now. Like everybody got the same memo. Yep. Don't forget to pack your Minnie Mouse Target shirt. I brought it with me, but I actually only used it as a sleep shirt. That was why I brought it with me. And thank goodness, because I would say, and saying everyone is obviously an exaggeration.
It was a lot though.
It was a lot. Every day we were picking out people who were wearing the same clothes because we were there a long time. We did the attractions. We had to people watch to fill our time. But I feel like 1 out of every 15 women wearing this shirt is not a huge exaggeration.
No, there's only one shirt that like outbeats it, and it's like everyone's wearing Incredibles family shirts.
Oh yeah, every single family.
Yeah.
Every family practically. Every person was wearing an Incredibles shirt, which I get it. It's the Incredibles summer. People are super excited about Incredibles 2 coming out.
Yep.
But yeah, even waiters and waitresses were telling us every single family is wearing the Incredibles 2. So if you're taking a family trip and you want to just be a little more original, try something else out, because if your purpose is to be like, I don't want to lose track of anyone in my party, you could easily get mixed up with the hundreds of other people wearing Incredibles shirts. Yeah. But yeah, unless you just really like that mini shirt and you don't really care that everybody else is wearing it, that, you know, if you don't care, like, go for it. But but this is just a little heads up. Everybody's wearing that Minnie Mouse shirt right now, so maybe save it or use it like I did for like a sleep shirt, like a pool cover up kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. But let's actually get on to the clothes we purchased at Disney World, because you do have one thing here. I said Disney World. I'm so used to saying that. Disneyland. All right. One shirt I bought, I did love it, and I think I probably would have bought it no matter what, but I bought it out of necessity. I am very, very white, very pale, and one day we were in the park and I was wearing like spaghetti straps, and you were like, you're gonna turn red real soon.
Her shoulders get like that, and then she's gonna be burned in like 15 minutes, so it was a good purchase.
And it was the first day of our trip, so there was no chance I wanted to get sunburned for our whole trip. So I went to a gift shop, and I bought this awesome t-shirt, and wore it until we went back to the hotel for a break, and it saved me from getting burned. So there you go. If you're worried about sunburn, just, you know, use your souvenir money. And so it's this cool red color, and it says best day ever, and I love how like the classic look of the Mouseketeer hat with the traditional like embroidery on it. And now again though, I want to talk about really quickly about Disney sizing. The shirt is an extra small. I don't know if you can tell, when I put this shirt on, I had to like tie it in a knot behind my back because it is enormous. It's enormous.
It's Disney extra small is like a medium.
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely do not size up. If you're like, I'm worried that I'm buying this off the Disney website, or I'm in the Disney park and I don't have time to try the shirt on, don't size up, because you don't need to. For the most part, the sizing is very large, and there is one exception I found to that, but just one. Just one. Of all the Disney clothes I've ever bought, one exception to that. Otherwise, the clothing is large. And also, this is very like
stretchy material.
It's stretchy material. So that's why you don't really need to worry about sizing up. Okay.
Here you go.
This is actually a shirt. We took advantage of the fact that we were in California for the first times ever. We're East Coasters. So we decided to take a day trip out to LA, which I definitely recommend. Like, it's pretty cool. And we stopped at, I can't remember, the Olivera Street. Wow, I can't believe that like just came to me, because our trip was a long time. It was like over a month ago. Yeah. But Olivera Street, it's like the street LA was practically founded on. And there's a lot of like street vendors there. And one of the shops was selling this shirt, which is like a punk rock kind of Ariel shirt. And I just was like, I need this in my life. I need this in my life. So I did purchase this, and it was pretty cheap. I probably spent like $12 on the shirt. The previous shirt was probably like $25 or $30.
Because you're in the Disney park.
Yeah, that's about what Disney shirts run. But this is the Ariel, and then I actually did wear this during the trip. She has some piercings and some tattoos. Not really looking too much like a Disney princess, but I did wear this when we went to Disney Springs later on in the trip for Splitsville bowling. So that was a pretty fun outfit choice, I think. The same little outside vendor was also selling this headband for like less than $20, and I just had to get it. I absolutely fell in love with it. I've been wearing this in some of my pin unboxing videos, and a lot of people have commented that they like it. I usually like to make my own ears, but these aren't really ears, they're a headband. And where else can I wear this but in like Disneyland? So I definitely took advantage of wearing that also when we went to Splitsville for bowling. And these are like some of my favorites. I absolutely love these. Oh, it's one of your very few purchases.
Yeah, just a couple.
Just a couple. He's like he's not spendy. And of course, it's also featuring Lightning McQueen. He's our favorite.
A little subtle though.
It is subtle. Like, I think we said, like, from far away, people might not even know you're wearing Disney.
Yeah, I think so.
It's this men's hoodie, and what is it, a small?
I think it's a small.
Yeah, and that's, again, men's sizes run the same way as women's. Like, you could probably wear this even if you're, like, a medium.
Yeah.
Usually.
And the material does stretch a little bit. It's like a thin hoodie, so it's like you can wear it like in California where it's not as hot as Florida. So like that was nice. And
this was probably like $35 or so because it's a hoodie.
I think the hoodies were $35.
Yeah. He did wear this a lot, even though it was July in California and it's long sleeves and dark, but he loved it. So
yeah, no, I loved it.
He's always dressing seasonally inappropriate. I mean, I feel like a lot of women out there probably say that about their boyfriends or husbands. But again, it's Lightning McQueen, and it's just like a really cool print. I'll give you a close-up in a second.
It's got Cruise too.
But it does. Yeah, she's as the Dynaco car, and then Lightning rocking, you know, his traditional rusties, and it says Champions at the top. So I don't know, we just like kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah, no, I love it, and I think it's subtle enough with like being black and gray that if someone
silvery.
Yeah, if someone didn't know it was cars, they may not even look twice at it. So
they might just actually think you're like a NASCAR fan or something.
Yeah, probably. So I like that it's subtle.
And we'll get kind of a close-up on the cars. It's almost like chalkboardy to me. I really think this is a cool style.
And then she also has her own that I bought for her.
Yes, we bought both of these together. Now this is what I was going to talk about. This is like a sweatery material, and it also says Champions, and it has Lightning McQueen in profile, and it says Speed Shop, and it has like a little front pouch. Which is nice for like fall or winter time, and it has that like sweatery material, which is nice. So I did not wear this in July in Disneyland. No, thank you. But I did wear it home on the plane because sometimes planes are a little cold. So throw something like this in your carry-on. And it has like this like boat neck and almost could slip off the shoulder maybe. And now this, I decided to buy an extra small as well, but this is actually extra small. Like it even for me was a little bit tight around the shoulders. But I figured it would kind of stretch a little bit over time, so I still got this rather than getting the small, which I knew would be too big because, again, usually Disney smalls are more like mediums. So this is the only exception I found to the rule of Disney clothing not running accurate to size. But let me give you a close-up of this super cool sweater. So you can tell we're like such a Cars couple. Next I want to talk about some freebies. And I definitely need to put that in quotation marks because one of these is completely and utterly free with very expensive park admission. And then the others are free with very expensive character meal purchases. But we were gonna go to the park and do character meals anyway, so it's nice to get a little extra souvenir. I picked up like a bazillion, if you can't tell, I like exaggeration, like a bazillion guide maps, and I'll show you what the Disneyland Park and the California Adventure guide maps looked while we were there. But I got these, A, to have a memory for myself of the trip, but also because I do a lot of pin trading and sending magic mail out, and I thought this would be nice to send to people who didn't get a chance to go to Disneyland during Pixar Fest. And then I'm also going to show you, we went to 3 character meals. We went to 3 character meals, and each of them gave out free buttons. So I'll show you close-ups of those, and if you're interested in hearing about the character meals at Disneyland, I'll do a very, very quick review or tell you like a little snippet of what we thought of them, and then we'll move along. Back to the expensive souvenirs. This is the guide map they had for Disneyland Park when we went, and it is Coco. There you have Miguel strumming his guitar projected onto the castle. We never went up staying for the fireworks show. We always either were walking back to our hotel because we were exhausted from a full day at the park and the heat, or we would take that time to ride rides because the lines were non-existent during the fireworks. And California Adventure Park was celebrating the very recently reopened Pixar Pier, so the ride that you're seeing here is it's the old California Screamin', now the Incredicoaster, which does have one loop right around this Pixar Pier icon there. It was pretty awesome. I do want to point out we got these birthday buttons. You can get these for free at any store, I believe. And I think we have one of these where they actually wrote John's name in, but I can't find it right now. I have to look for that. So that was super sweet. And then I picked up an extra one. The first character meal we did was the only one that I believe is currently available inside the park, in Disneyland Park, and it's a Plaza Inn, and it's a mini themed character breakfast, or character experience. We went there for breakfast, which I highly recommend. When we went, I think it was around 10 o'clock, and there were very few people there, although when we were leaving, more like 11:30, people started to pack in. So go earlier rather than later if you can in your schedule. But the only annoying thing about Plaza Inn is you're paying a lot for it, and I love Minnie Mouse, so I really wanted to get my picture with her. However, you have to pay for a package of photos if you want your picture with Minnie. The other characters come to your table, but she is outside and you take your picture with her and then they come in and find you, and I actually find that's very tacky and very cheap, and I don't like that at all. That really put me off. But luckily the rest of the breakfast was awesome. The food was amazing, and we saw 10 characters. Do you hear me? 10. That's unheard of. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This really set us up for thinking that all the character meals at Disneyland were going to be amazing, which was not the case, but this one was phenomenal. They let me take as many buttons as I wanted, which I decided to be considerate and conservative, and I probably took like 6 or so for 2 people, but I'm going to send these out to some people for pin trading and magic mail. And we saw 5 characters that are pretty standard, like Chip and Dale, but then we saw 5 characters that are super rare, at least that I know I've never seen at Disney World, like Captain Hook and Geppetto and the Fairy Godmother. So that was just such a fun experience. The next one we went to was at the Grand Californian, and we went for breakfast at Mickey's Storyteller Cafe, and I just felt like this was super average. It was expensive, there were no unique characters, it was just your basic like Fab Five, Chip and Dale kind of characters. Not even Donald. I would have loved if Donald were there, but he was not. And the food was like not that great, and there weren't that many choices, so I would not recommend this. Save your money for minis. But they brought buttons around to our table, and I think they gave us 4 for 2 people. And then by far, the worst dining experience of my entire life, not just Disney, not just character experience, the worst dining experience I've ever experienced, Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. Absolutely horrendous, huge waste of money, horrible lighting for photos, just, I'm sorry, but disgusting food. Probably the only time in my adult life, spit food out onto my plate. It was so gross. And just not a good variety. And again, just kind of basic characters. So not loving this. They only gave us the 2 buttons, and we had to wait a very, very long time with the reservation. I do not recommend going here, but the button is very cute. I'm glad I have the button because I will never be going back. So that was a very, very quick take on Disney dining. There's one more button I want to show you. It's actually, I guess it kind of looks like a button, but it's actually a magnet. And this is from Park Bound Buttons on the internet, just like online. I buy specialty buttons from there all the time, and because it was John's birthday, I decided I wanted to get a very big Mickey Mouse themed cupcake happy birthday button for the characters at Plaza Inn to sign, and we had 5 characters sign it. Tigger, Eeyore, Rafiki, I forgot about Rafiki. Yeah,
Rafiki was awesome.
Pooh, and Captain Hook, because those were John's favorite of the 5.
Yep.
And I'll give you a close-up of this. I think this was maybe like, this was not that expensive. I want to say it was maybe $15, but I actually think it was less than that. And I think this was great. We actually took this to PhotoPass photographers, and they had us take pictures with it. So it was like really good memories. Plus it has a magnet on the back, so you can hang it on your fridge if you want. I'm probably gonna do like some kind of like shadow box with it.
Okay. Whatever.
And so I just took a Sharpie with us to Plaza Inn so the characters could sign. And yes, Captain Hook, with one hand being a hook, can sign. He just needs to put the button or whatever you're having him sign on the table. And Eeyore with his little rain cloud. I think that's a pretty cute little addition. Next we have another plush, and this plush is not going to entirely fit in the little viewing window you have here. This plush was $30 and worth every single penny, in my opinion. This is Lucifer from Cinderella. I love Disney cats, and I think in wintertime when it's cold, I am going to absolutely adore this plush. It's a little still too warm to enjoy it because this cat has a crazy crazy long tail. I think we held this up against both of us in a video, and it was not that far off from being my height.
It's definitely like 5 feet.
Yeah, it's probably close to 5 feet. So, I think we could both fit in this actually. Make it like a boa for two. Like, there we go. We're nice and close.
It's romantic plush.
It is. It brings families together. And they had this in a lot of different ones. I think Miko was there for Pocahontas.
Miko.
I really wanted Miko.
Wasn't there like a long-tail Marie?
There may have been Marie, and then there was Copper. No, Todd. Todd from Fox and the Hound.
Or am I remembering also like Pegasus from like Hercules?
I don't know. I don't remember. But there were a few options, and they were cool, and Disney World definitely has these too. So get on this. Get on this. But John just kind of fell in love with this guy, and I had to agree because I don't have any like Cinderella merch anyway. So that was like really fun.
I don't know if it's a girl or guy, but he's awesome.
I think he's a boy. I think Lucifer's a boy.
Which is really cool. The tail, I think the tail looked the nicest.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tail.
And it's like an intimidating color. Everything was fun about it.
All right, let's put you down. Oh, not like that.
No.
Not like that. Just on the floor of the bed. Oh my God. Oops. Not very Disney. Mug. The only mug I bought on the trip. Oh. I might actually save those words, but the only travel mug that I bought on this trip, and it is like one of the refillable mugs. Now, not only did we not get this refilled, we didn't even get this filled. I did not like I just wanted this mug to have for like normal life. I like to take tea to work with me in the mornings in wintertime, and I like using my Disney mugs for that purpose. So I just wanted it to be completely clean to pack in the luggage. I didn't want to be carting around something wet like inside in the parks. I didn't really take a big bag to the parks, so I just really wanted this mug, and I think it was like $15 or $18.
So like,
it's pretty hefty.
I guess really bad value.
It's pretty bad value.
But you at least got what you wanted.
I did. I got what I wanted. It's probably one of the only things I purchased myself, so I didn't mind kind of spending a little bit extra.
This is also my favorite Disney like refillable mug I've ever seen.
It's super cool in the purple. Gorgeous.
That's not why. It's because Donald, they're on the teacups, and Donald looks like me on the teacups. It looks like he's being tortured. Because like if you look at him, like he looks like he's horrified, like they tricked him onto the teacups, like this is a kid's ride, and he's like, this is a kid's ride out of nightmares. And like it's a great picture. It cracks me up. He's my favorite like classic Disney character.
Well, let's give him a close up.
You give him a close up.
I will.
And he's also with Goofy, who's terrible. So I completely you know it's true.
Well, I was gonna say that I'm like Goofy on this mug. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, go, show.
So we'll start with the happy Mickey and Minnie, who are having a romantic spin on the teacups. And then you have Pluto annoying Daisy. And then you get to John and I, apparently in Fab 5 form. Him as Donald, just absolutely horrified to be on this ride. He does not go on this ride with me. We didn't even go on our trip on the teacups. And then me, who's just like, faster, faster, having such a fun time. So that would definitely be us on the teacups. And now I love this mug even more. Did you want to say anything else about your traumatic experiences on the teacups?
Just that I don't need like 6 hours worth of headaches. I'd rather just avoid that ride.
You're old.
I was old. I learned as a kid that I was never gonna be an astronaut on that ride. you watch
Disney crushing dreams.
You're like I'm physically fit. This is gonna be great, and they spin you at like 3 miles per hour, and you're like, I'm done. I'm like,
you could not survive the astronaut training.
No, you're like little children are like, this is amazing, and I'm like, I'm gonna be sick.
Oh no. All right. So something I do, and I highly, highly recommend you do this. I mean, I don't know your life, but I rarely buy mugs at Disney. We have a few Disney mugs, but we have very limited mug space, I feel like.
I think she's just lying to you.
I think considering how many mugs other people buy, I'm not saying we have none.
All I'm saying is she showed you a mug she bought just to bring home.
That's a travel mug. That's a whole different category.
Travel mug. We own a bunch of those that are still in the house. And then like every trip we have a mug from.
Yeah, but we not from like Disney. I'm gonna explain that. So I feel like
why?
No, listen.
Okay.
So I have to absolutely be obsessed with a mug in the Disney parks to purchase it, because what I do when we come back from the Disney parks is I go on Snapfish and I upload all our Disney pictures and I pick a few to put on a souvenir mug that I create of our memories. So now when we're drinking our tea or coffee, then we can just look back and be like, oh, in 2012, this is what our Disney trip was like. And I like that so much more than just having a Minnie Mouse on a mug. So I'm gonna show you the mug I made. It's my first like really big one. I think this is like a 20-ounce mug or something like that.
Looks like you got
enormous.
A lot of pictures on it.
I did get a lot of pictures. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you could put up to 9, but I didn't want them to be too small. I really wanted them to be good sizes. And you can write on it too. So I wrote Summer 2018, Kate and John conquered Disneyland. So you can see it's a very, very large mug, and I'll show you some of the pictures. There is a really cool Buzz Lightyear wall in Disney California Adventure. You have your castle shot, us in Cars Land, me with Rafiki, Minnie Mouse in the castle, one of the statues around the hub, John with Tigger, and a shot on Paradise Pier. Pixar Pier. Shot on Pixar Pier. I never even knew it was Paradise Pier. Why am I saying that? But yeah, so wait until Snapfish puts up like the sales they always have. I definitely got this for like, with shipping, I think under $10. So definitely check out Snapfish. You can buy so many different souvenirs that have photos from your trips. So they have beach towels, they have throw pillows, they have so many different things that you might be interested in. This is not an advertisement for Snapfish, although I would do that if given the opportunity. Our next souvenir is something, I don't think we've ever bought anything like this before, and not just even in the Disney parks, just like in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's not also many opportunities to buy them in most locations. Like, it's very specific.
Yeah, this was hard to find, actually, I thought. It's a book, and I don't mean we don't buy books, but it's a Disney specific book, and I don't have like any Disney specific books. And this one particularly is about our favorite shared attraction. I think your overall favorite.
It's my favorite Disney ride.
It's not my favorite. It's definitely up there for me, like top 3, but together it's like our favorite couple family ride. And it's the Haunted Mansion. And so this book, which was, $23.
But it's huge.
It is. It's really big.
And it's illustrated.
I'll show you a couple of the pages close up. And it just, if you're a Haunted Mansion fanatic, it's a must get, I think. Or it'd be a great gift for somebody too, if they love it. John read it back like on the plane, and it gives you all the information about the Haunted Mansion, like the backstory of it, but also all of the different representations of Haunted Mansion across the world and all of the different Disney parks. Yeah,
the only thing I would say about not getting it, and I'm totally pro on it, is it'll make you a little sad that you've not been to the other Haunted Mansions, because they sound incredible.
Like you have FOMO?
You do, no, 100%. If you could go, like, it makes you want to book a trip to every other Disney park, because they sound amazing.
This is like perfect for me, because I just got my bucket list trip to Disneyland, and then on the way back, on the flight home to Philadelphia, John was like, I think we might need to go to Disneyland Paris. And I was like, yeah, this ride is going to get me around the world, everybody.
Yeah, she's a world traveler, but only if she gets to go to Disney Park.
I don't want to see other parts of the world, just other Disney parks.
She's like, hold your Eiffel Tower, hold your wine, I'll just be in a Disney park.
Hey, I'll see the Eiffel Tower, I'll drink some wine. But I also want most of my Paris trip to be in Disney. Do you have like any cool tips or things that you learned from this book that you can remember?
I mean, the biggest thing I learned, well, first of all, that apparently it opened on my birthday.
That's so cool. His favorite ride. Of course, not the same year. He's not that old, but August 9th, it opened. That was such a cool fact.
Cool. I also had no idea that it was like...
Ooh, Jack Skellington took a little dive behind us. We'll fix him.
He's sad that he's not the most scary thing we're talking about.
Well, actually, around Christmas time, they turned the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland into Nightmare Before Christmas themed. So he was probably like, attention, look at me, I have things to add to this conversation. All right, you're gonna have to go wait now, Jack, because John was talking. I
thought it was fascinating that it basically took 17 years from the end of planning to actually opening, and that the building sat, and this is in Disneyland's park, but that the building itself sat there for about 7 years and no one could go inside. I couldn't picture being in a Disneyland park or even a Disney World park and just walking by an empty building and being like, that ride's gonna be incredible. And you go like a year after year and they just never let you in.
For almost 20 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying the building itself got built for almost a decade. You just couldn't go in.
They just couldn't agree what the Haunted Mansion should be like. Should it be really scary? Should it be really silly? Should it be... I think it was going to be a walkthrough for years, right? Like not a ride. attraction.
And it was virtually finished. They had like everything that was going to be on the inside designed, all the gags, and they had to completely redesign it when they invented the Doom buggies. So like you hear all these stories and you try to, and you go through it and you picture what it would have been like, and it's so strange to hear like the different concepts they had for what the story would be. And then my favorite is after that, just learning about every other different haunted mansion, because they're all different across the world.
That's really cool. Let me show you a couple close-ups. So here you have your hitchhiking ghosts, and for those of you who are like me and are like Disney World veterans, this is what the Haunted Mansion looks like in New Orleans Square in Disneyland Park. It's very different in structure. You get like all the family portraits of the ghosts, and here you have the Hatbox Ghost, who is an amazing, amazing addition. And actually, I think we learned in this book that the Hatbox Ghost was originally in the ride, or was supposed to be in the ride, but they couldn't like figure out a way to make his head vanish and reappear in a way that they liked. So he's actually only been in the ride recently for a few years, which I had no idea. I thought he was like a staple. And he is somebody, if you've never been to Disneyland, if you've only been to Disney World, you have no idea what you're missing. It like, honestly, it just amps up the Haunted Mansion so much to have him. And here's an example of how you see the parks all around the world. This is actually Mystic Manor in one of the Asian parks, because the Haunted Mansion as a concept would not have worked in that culture, so they had to change it up like considerably. But I definitely want to see it. So one of my favorite rides in Disney World is the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh and Friends, always have. And we rode it so many times, because if you wait till the end of the night, it's literally a walk-on. Like, you're not even waiting 2 minutes. You are just getting onto that ride. And again, it's better than the one in Disney World. Sorry, Disney World. Your rides are not holding up to the Disneyland park rides. So after we rode it, I think 2 times, we went into the Disney, we went into the Winnie the Pooh gift shop, and we found these babies. We didn't even plan that. We're just really cute like that. But so this is Winnie the Pooh, and on his shoulder is Piglet.
And here's Tigger, and on her shoulder is Roo, right?
Which is so cool, like Roo getting some love. Now, my only problem though is they also had Eeyore. Why would that be a problem? I believe Eeyore also had Piglet on his shoulder.
I think so.
And I was like, well, I don't want Piglet twice. Like, I really wanted Eeyore as well, but couldn't he have had Rabbit on his shoulder or something?
Yeah, it's basically disincentivizing you to buy all 3.
Yeah, because actually I think these were like maybe $24 each, I think, but you could buy, they'd be 2 for $20 each if you bought both of them. So I would have bought 3, but it wasn't original enough. I guess they're thinking most people are not going to buy them all, but we're crazy like that. And we absolutely love the Winnie the Pooh characters, and these are like some of the softest plushies I've ever felt.
And I think Tigger especially is like, he almost looks like an older version of Tigger. Like his coloring is, I actually like that classic look.
They kind of all do.
Yeah, but Tigger,
a little light.
To me, Tigger, his stripes especially, something about him, he feels the old school. And that combined with how soft he is made him like a really cool purchase. 'Cause I was drawn to him.
Yeah, you were.
And I was like, we need to get Tigger. And then she's like, well, we're also getting Winnie the Pooh because Piglet's on him.
Obviously.
So it just ended up us buying more things.
Yeah. All right, but excellent plush purchase. And I think, well, I was going to say they're the last plushies of the trip. They are the last plushies we purchased. Okay. All right, bye, Tigger.
It's hopping away.
See ya. Bye. Oh! They took a little bit of a nosedive.
Tigger can't jump as well as I thought.
Well, he can jump, he can't land.
Yeah, the landing's the problem. That's great.
Now, something that Disneyland has that Disney World does not is a boardwalky kind of pier theme in one of the parks. And they do have, outside of Epcot, the boardwalk. So I guess they do have some kind of carnival-esque.
Or is there an Epcot?
Yeah, outside of Epcot, around like where the boardwalk inn is.
Okay.
The Swan and Dolphin.
Yeah, okay.
They have a boardwalk. Well, that's inside Disney's California Adventure Park. And they have 4, I want to say, Pixar-themed carnival-esque games where you can kind of like when you throw the darts or you shoot the water gun. They don't actually have the darts. They have the water gun and it's first up gets the prize. They have the one where you toss almost a baseball into a little bucket and then a tub. Yeah. The one where you roll the skee ball kind of and the horses run across. And anyway, so we played those games and I gotta be honest, they're a total waste of money. They're super expensive and people are playing them because you see the prizes. Now the prizes are pretty cute. We wound up getting 3 prizes, but we traded 2 of them in for a larger prize. I'm going to show you this one first. This is a little star that's representing the Pixar short La La Luna, or maybe La Luna? I can't remember.
It's an awesome short.
Is it?
I think we saw it, if I'm picturing the right one, it's the one on... Oh, am I wrong? I thought it was like the moon one.
It is the moon one.
We saw it in Disney World. They used to show clips.
Oh.
They got rid of like Captain EO, and there was the building, and there was a building for at least a short period of time where they would show you like big.
I think it's still there.
Famous Pixar shorts, and Luna, the La Luna one, or whatever it's called, is really.
Oh, okay.
wonderful.
But anyway, if that's like one where you're just paying for this actually, because you go and you give them your money, you actually swipe a card that you have to buy. It's like such a. I don't like the system, but I did like this plushie. And it's kind of like everyone's a winner. You fish a star out of the water, and whatever color it has on the bottom of it, you get that corresponding prize. So of course I got like the small prize because I feel like most of them probably have the small color on it. And I just like it was like this cute winking star, and it says Pixar Pier on the back. I'll give you a close-up of the front and back in a second. But you're really just paying like $4 for this plushie.
Could be worse.
Could be, I guess. But then they had a Wally and Eve themed one. That was the water gun race.
Yeah.
And we played that twice, and I think we each won. And I think at first we had a little Wally, and then instead of getting a little Wally and like a little Eve, we just upgraded to the big Wally. And he was super fun. He also went to lunch with us with Lightning McQueen. He wore my Minnie Mouse ears one day. He went on Toy Story Mania or something else with us. Like he went on some rides with us too.
He did, yeah.
So he's pretty fun. I like that he has the a very forlorn expression, and then he has the fire extinguisher so he can travel through space.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah. So he I think was worth playing the games, but not all of them I thought were. Because also, like, at least with this guy, you're guaranteed to win each person, but this, only one of, like, 6 people is likely going to win. So, you are kind of just throwing your money away. But let me give you a close-up of both of these guys. Cute little star. And I really picked this one out because I liked it said Pixar Pier on the back, and I might just, like, leave this out on the Pixar Pier side. I thought that was pretty cute. And Wally. His little fire extinguisher. And he even has some detail on the back, which is a pretty nice touch. So we're really getting down to the end here. We have like all little things left to show you. Like they're cool things, but they're small. We have a whole bunch of pins to show you. We have a really cool phone case that John made. Like, I mean, he didn't like put it together by hand, but he designed. And they printed it out for us in like 20 or 30 minutes later. John had a totally original phone case, which is pretty neat.
Yep.
And then we also, I also went to the Wonderground Gallery in Disney Springs like every single day and bought different postcards like every day. So I'm going to show you all of those postcards, all of the pins, and John's phone case. And then we're pretty much to the end of the video, really. Like, so we're getting there, people. I know this was a long one, but there's so much cool stuff to buy.
All right, get into it.
Let's get into it. All right. Now, while we were there, I saw this collection of Disneyland mascots. This is a pin bag. It's the only pin bag we bought. And these are very expensive. We bought 5 of these at $28 a piece. Normally, I would scour eBay for a much cheaper price, but eBay didn't have them, and I couldn't find these anywhere. So we bit the bullet, and John bought me 5 of these packs to open in a future video. And I'm not going to show you every one. You'll have to trust me when I say there's 5 of them. I don't know why I would lie. But we decided that we wanted to really try to get a variety of the packages, because honestly Disney doesn't always do such a good job with randomizing the pins that are in the bags, and I did not want to bring home this expensive pin bag and open the same 5 pins 5 times. Like, that would have really broken my heart, especially with you spending so much money on them. Really, seriously. So there are 16 designs. What we did, so that I could collect all 16, we bought the 5 pins, so that's 25 pins. I'm sorry, we bought the 5 pouches, which is 25 pins. Yep. And we bought 3 of them in Disneyland Park, I believe, and 2 of them in Disney's California Adventure. So 2 totally different gift shops. Hopefully that will randomize our chances a little bit and get all of the pins.
And we don't buy them if they're like touching next to each other.
We'll scour through the aisles.
We have no idea if it works, but it mentally makes you feel better.
It makes you feel better. It does.
Yeah.
Oh! I bought a Cars Land pin. I don't even remember what I bought. I'm not going to know the prices of any of these pins. Let's assume they were all around $10 to $12, because that's a pretty safe range for Disney pins. This is, and I'll show you close up all these pins, but it's California Adventures, it's Cars, it says Cars Land, we loved Cars Land, and it features Lightning McQueen. I also loved the Indiana Jones ride when we were there. I think that's one of my top favorite Disney rides now in general, and I'm kind of devastated it's not in Disney World because it's so much better than I love that ride too. Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom. Love Dinosaur. It's the same ride track apparently as Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is better. Sorry. And this features Mickey Mouse as Indiana Jones, and we'll show you that. But there's actually a swinging element to this pin, so it's pretty neat. Hold on. I think there might be a pin present for you in here.
There's only one more.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, this is it.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to leave at the end of the video, and I'll show you all what he's getting for Christmas. It's a pin. I know you're going to be really excited.
Thank you for my present.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is
Are there any more pins?
And then there's a bunch of pins in here.
There's a bunch of pins?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, another big thing I bought for you, actually.
Ooh.
Well, you know.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Well, let me do the other singular pin first. And this you bought for me. And it's a ticket book. And so when you open the pin up, it shows you like an old-fashioned ticket book. Like back in the day, you didn't have to pay to get inside the park. You had to pay for a ticket book, and you get so many tickets for each level of attraction. Like an e-ticket would have been like, say, Space Mountain, like the one everybody wanted. So I can't wait to give you guys a close-up of that one. This was a must-have for me. I think this was one of the pricier. So here's the Disneyland mascots bag. There's also a Disney World mascots bag, so don't get that confused. This is only Disneyland icons. And they have really cool options, and I'll be opening all these bags on my channel soon, but like they have a Cars Land pin, they have a Toad Hall pin, an Indiana Jones pin, like just really, really cool icons from this park. Here's that Mickey Mouse pin where he is Indiana Jones swinging away from the boulder. And we have that Cars Land pin with our favorite buddy, Lightning McQueen. Here's that e-ticket book, The Happiest Place on Earth, Disneyland, Anaheim, California, Admit 1. And when you open it up, these parts do not move, but they are texturized, and it's like a little ticket book. It's super, super cute. Alright, what do we got here? We have a 4-pin set. We actually bought this with the plushies that we got from Winnie the Pooh as well. Yep. And a box set. Ooh, another singular pin. Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. And there's more, guys, that I'm finding, like bags within bags again. Like I went a little pin crazy on this trip, but that's okay. That is okay. Let's see. Ah, my favorite. Okay, I can't wait to show you guys that one. This is the BFF set pin box, and I've opened this a few times on my channel, and there are only, I think, 2 pins from this whole set that I'm missing now, so that'd be really cool if this contained those pins. I can't wait to open this on a future video. I was really looking for cool Pirates of the Caribbean pins, and this one has a skeleton pirate, which I already explained is like my favorite part of the ride, and it's actually a pin-on-pin design, so it has some texture and some height to it. It's a heftier pin. It says Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is my favorite part of the ride actually also. This disembodied voice just bellowing, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I really like the creepiness factor. This was the first pin I bought on the whole trip, and I believe, you may have seen this at this point, but I'm pretty sure this was like the first day this pin came out. There was only one left at the pin kiosk that I bought it from, and it is a mashup of Toy Story and Haunted Mansion, and it says, beware, a toy will follow you home. And I had to get it because my boyfriend, the Toy Story alien, right there. This is one of my favorite pins of the year. I also fell in love this trip with Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. Another attraction that's better in Disneyland than Disney World, and it features my boys, the aliens, with Buzz, and To Infinity and Beyond, Space Mountain in the background. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. And John wanted to get me a little present when we were there, in addition to all the other things he was buying me. So we got this 4-pin set, and it features carousel horses that are decorated like kind of just iconic things from Disney. So here you have the Maleficent horse, or I also see people call it like the Phantasmic horse. You have the Peter Pan horse, the Haunted Mansion, which is probably my favorite horse, And then this one, I kind of thought this one was just like a general Fantasyland sweets and treats kind of horse, but I've heard some people say it's a Wreck-It Ralph like King Candy kind of horse. So I don't know, maybe it is. I like it better that way if so. So I'm kind of bummed because we were just looking for all my Wonderground Gallery postcards, and I know I bought more than these, but I can only find 4 of them. So I need to like scour things, and if I'll put these on my Instagram. The first print is of the Sensational 6 because we do have Daisy here overlooking Disneyland Park. And all of these postcards were $5, by the way. Then this is a Kingdom of Cute-esque series where you get a Mickey head formed by classic Disney icons. And I wonder if this is giving us any spoilers, if there's going to be like a series 3, like maybe Tink, maybe the sun from Small World, maybe the castle, maybe a different color teacup, maybe Splash Mountain. So that would be kind of cool. If this is like a spoiler, because Kingdom of Cute series 1 and 2 icons are both on here. Then you have Ariel and Eric from the Kiss the Girl scene, which is absolutely one of my favorite Disney movie moments. And Toad Hall from Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And I really enjoyed that, and look at this cute little toad face. So again, I'll put the rest of them on my Instagram when I scour my luggage and find them. How about your cell phone? So John decided he wanted to create a custom cell phone case when we were there, and he actually got it themed to the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, because we love the Hatbox Ghost and how that was like an addition there. Because the ride is essentially the same if you're visiting from Disney World to Disneyland, but they have a small section after the bride's room.
Right in the attic, yeah.
Right in the attic, where they'll as soon as you leave the attic, he's right there, and you see his he's incredible. He looks way newer than the rest of the entire Haunted Mansion, and the actual I guess sight gag or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah.
His trick is really impressive and like amazing. So we fell in love with him.
And so here's the cell phone case. And John, what was the cost on this?
Maybe $29.
About $30, that's what I was thinking. And so what happens with the sight gag, if you don't know, is that his head will vanish from his body and appear in a hat box that he's holding, hence the Hatbox Ghost, and then it will vanish and reappear on his body. So it's just a pretty cool gag. Right, hon, well, I have 2 surprises for you that you're not going to get to know until Christmas.
Okay.
So I'm going to show them. So I'm going to need to say bye.
All right,
Thanks
bye.
for being in the video.
All right.
Okay, now that he's gone, I'm going to show you 2 things that I bought secretly for John. I mean, this first one, a pin that I got for him, I literally bought right in front of his face, but he just was paying attention to other pins, so he didn't even notice. And it's, of course, Cars themed. And the second is a mug, and it's, of course, Haunted Mansion themed. So you know his favorite things now are Cars and Haunted Mansion. So this is an absolutely gorgeous pin of the Hudson Hornet, who is Lightning McQueen's mentor in the Cars movie, and the first one at least. And it's just such beautiful colors. I think this pin looks super adult and grown up and mature and fancy. And I think he'll really, really like getting this as like a stocking stuffer on Christmas. And this mug, which was about $17 or $16, features the Hatbox Ghost. So I had to get him this one. And this side is just his portrait, but then the other side is my absolute favorite, and it's a pretty hefty mug. And it says, the maddest hatter of them all. So I just think that that is absolute perfection, and I can't wait until he opens this on Christmas Day. Thank you so much for joining along in this very, very long Disney haul video. I hope that you got some ideas for what you might want to pick up either from Shop Disney or when you go to Disneyland or even Disney World, because they do share a lot of the same merchandise. Please drop me any questions about Disneyland, Disney World, shopping at Disney, merchandise, souvenirs, etc. below, and I'd be happy to chat with you. Stick around for future pin unboxings, ear content, trip vlogs, lots of awesome Disney things. Again, thanks for stopping by and joining with me on this journey, and I'll see you real soon.